Hey guys, in this video I thought it'd be fun to share a little bit about my workout, fitness, and martial arts history. This is actually taken from a brief interview that I did with Chris and Lydia, and you should check out their YouTube channel, by the way. So they're 3 episodes in. This segment's from their 2nd episode where I was a guest. They do a great vlog talking about their fitness journey, talking about their filmmaking journey, just kind of sharing their life and their adventures. On the most recent episode, for example, they went to a Corey Feldman concert, got some really cool footage. And also on that new episode, they show the opening of a slasher film they're working on called Lucky 7. So pretty cool stuff overall. And speaking of journeys, it's been kind of crazy. For example, on my channel, just over 2 years ago, I made a video talking about Mark Dacascos, right? And then now, just recently, I interviewed Mark Dacascos. So I never planned to even do interviews on my channel. This went in an interesting direction, but I guess it kind of made sense the way that it evolved. And funny enough, through the channel, through something I've been working on for well over a year now from another great guy that I met, and I'll eventually have him on the channel, but you know, this ties back into something that I've been trying to do over 20 years ago, right? So it's just crazy where life takes you and the people you end up meeting, you know. So that'll be covered a lot more on the channel in the future. But anyway, let's go back to Chris and Lydia here, because again, they're vlogging their journey, and it's going to be quite interesting to follow every week. They got new episodes dropping at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. But what I really like about Chris and Lydia, and it's something I think we all need to remind ourselves, is to just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. I know a lot of us have goals and we have that destination in our head that we want to reach. But really, in life, it's just a pit stop. There's always going to be something next, a new goal. So just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. That's what I get from Chris and Lydia, because when you look back at your life, it's, I think a lot of us forget that, where it's like we're so fixated on the end and the destination we think at the time that we want to reach, and that'll make us happy. But looking back, you just got to enjoy the whole process, you know, the trials, the struggles, the joys, the pit stops you reach when you do hit those goals, because once you hit that, there's going to be another goal. So that's what I really get from them. That's what I enjoy. Their filmmaking journey, their fitness journey, and they're just enjoying and loving the process. So good stuff, good quality content, good positive stuff. And they're fun together. So I like their energy, and I think you will too. So check their channel out. But let's get to my little interview segment if you want to learn a little bit more about me, my history, and then also I give advice for new people who want to start working out. Anyway, enjoy.
The learning process for me becomes addicting, you know, and just like in movies, that's I really just took that mentality and put it into the fitness. But you know, in the beginning, you know, when I didn't know, you know, nothing about nothing, I was, you know, trying to find people to follow or trying to find exercises or workouts that would work for me. And I came across this guy on YouTube. His channel his name is Viking Samurai, and he's a cool buddy of mine. And he's, you know, we're the same age, but he's been training his whole life. He looks incredible. And I mean, I started just kind of asking him questions and about different workouts or different exercises, and he was so very cool. He inspired me so much.
That's amazing. And
I just took that advice and applied it. All right, I wanted to try and give David a quick call real quick. Can you, let's call him. Hey, David, are you there?
Viking!
Hey, what's up, Chris and Lydia? How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining us, man. I know you're a super busy dude. Just wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions, man. Number one, you know, for the audience, man, can you give us a quick background on your fitness and your martial arts background?
So as far as my fitness and martial arts background, well, it kind of basically started around the same time in 1994, and a big motivation for the fitness and lifting weights, also the martial arts, by the way, were a lot of these movies you see in the background. Now, obviously, we're talking Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme and a bunch of other ones. And then, you know, with the physique, Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando or Sylvester Stallone in Rambo 2. And my brother was actually, he's about 2 years older, so he actually was already into lifting weights. And he kind of showed me the ropes, and he had a passion for these kind of movies too. So, you know, the funny thing is, so we got into weightlifting at an army base. So we used to actually work out. Our first gyms were literally working out with soldiers. So it's kind of more of like a hardcore environment, right? Like back in the mid 90s, commercial gyms weren't like as popular. In fact, there weren't like a lot of high school kids even lifting outside of maybe like the football or wrestling team. Right. And then essentially we both started Taekwondo together, same day, stuck with that for years, got to the black belt level, went to like a couple different schools in Washington State. But basically the martial arts have always been a passion, inspired by the movies, started it with my brother. He's also a lifelong martial artist. And then the lifting the weights is just something that I always call a healthy addiction. Never looked back, always got into it. And, you know, looking back now, I'm glad I always just never went the competitive route, just stayed natural, just stayed healthy. And, you know, luckily aging gracefully, 28 years in, you know, I had my injuries and whatnot, but nothing major. Got all my health, everything's like good to go. And I still feel like I'm in college. I still perform in a lot of ways like I'm in college, like with the weights and the martial arts, just because I've been that consistent the whole time.
And just another quick question, like what advice would you give someone who's just getting into working out and fitness? You know, what advice would you give to them?
My advice to people who are like new to working out, who, you know, want to get into fitness and or martial arts, is just enjoy what you do. So if it's fitness, you know, just try to find something you're going to stick with. Whether it's lifting weights, whether it's circuit training, like everybody should do some kind of weight training, but you don't have to be like a power lifter or necessarily like a bodybuilder. Find something, even if it's just running through circuits and higher reps and getting the blood flowing, still going to be good, you know, to preserve your bones and your calcium and obviously your muscle tone. Just find something that you're going to stick with. Just build your routine around your schedule. If you could get to the gym 3 days a week, you build a routine and you take best advantage of those 3 days a week. If you go 5 days a week, great. Build a schedule and a routine around 5 days a week, etc. But just enjoy the process, stay consistent, and that'll keep you motivated. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it because you're like, oh, I got to go to Mexico, you know, and like Cancun, and I'm going to be on the beach, so I have to look good. Well, that might be extra motivation to try to clean the diet up a little bit more. But in general, it's a lifestyle, so do it for yourself first and foremost, and only use like those vacations or any other thing coming up where maybe you get like a little more serious with like the diet or the training. But in general, do it for yourself, find what you like, and that's the only way you're going to stick with it. Everybody should train their bodies, otherwise it just goes to mush. And there's like, you know, there's great health benefits to not letting it go to mush. Anyway, hopefully that tip will give you guys a little insight into a guy who's been consistent for 28 years, you know, so I found what works for me, and I think that advice will help a lot of you guys.
So true. Thank you, David. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us, and keep doing what you're doing, man. It's inspiring.
Thank you so much.